The UCAT is an admissions test used by the majority of medical schools in the UK. It is a key discriminator of applicants, and a good score can really punch your ticket to an interview at your chosen university. Are you sitting the UCAT exam in 2020 but don't know where to start? In this video, we will discuss all the things you should know before sitting down to study, so you have a clear plan of action for the exam. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rohan. I'm a first year medical student studying at the University of Cambridge, and today we'll be starting a new series where we talk about clear, actionable tips for applying to medical school in the UK. So, if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you can stay up to date with more advice about applying to medical school. Before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to my friends at the Mediccollective. The Mediccollective are a group of Cambridge medical students with a passion to helping people through the medical school applications. They've collated all the most valuable resources you'll need on your journey, and the best part, it's completely free. So make sure you check out their website, which includes several articles about the UCAT. I also want to plug a document which I made earlier this summer. It's a complete guide to applying to Cambridge Medical School. It's the only guide mapping out the journey right from GCSE summer all the way to receiving offers. Along the way, I have given my tips to enhance your application. So please, find the Google Drive link below and download it as a PDF. So, in this video, we'll introduce the format of the exam, what score to aim for, the best resources available to help you study, some general advice, and the golden rule for the UCAT. There'll be timestamps below, so feel free to skip around the video. Links to everything will be in the description box below. Anyway, let's begin with the format of the exam. The UCAT is a 2-hour-long computerized exam. This year, due to the pandemic, it can be sat either at your local exam centre or at home. It's down to personal preference where to sit the test, but if it was me, I would go to the local exam centre, just so you don't have any issues with software, and it might be a bit easier to get in the zone. There are 5 sections for the exam: verbal reasoning, decision making, quantitative reasoning, abstract reasoning, and situational judgment. The first 4 sections are scored on a scale between 300 to 900, with 900 being the highest. Situational judgment is scored in bands from 1 to 4, with 1 being the highest. So, what scores are universities looking for? Universities only look at your overall score for the UCAT. So for the first 4 sections, they take your average score. In general, 650 is considered a good score, and above 700 is excellent. And for situational judgment, you really need to be getting band 2 or above, as this gives an insight to if you have the qualities to be a good doctor. So I'm sure you're all wondering what I got. I got an average of 685 in the first 4 sections, and I got band 2 in situational judgment. This placed me in the top 20% of people who took the test that year. However, don't worry if things don't go according to plan. I know people who got below 600 and still received offers from UCAT universities. This is because not all medical schools place the same emphasis on the UCAT. Some look more at GCSEs, for example. I highly recommend checking out the Medic Portal website for more information about how each university uses the UCAT, as well as where to apply depending on what score you got. So apart from the Mediccollective, which should be your A to Z directory when applying, many people like to use the ISC UKCAT book. I use it too, and it has good notes with strategies on how to answer specific question types. However, many people have found the questions in the book to be too hard and not a good representation of the actual exam. Personally, I think the best resource out there is Medify. It has a huge online question bank of UCAT questions, over 10,000 questions. You need to make sure that you do some practice online to get used to the format of the exam. You'll be too stressed to figure it out during the exam. The other advantages of Medify is that it has 8 full mock tests and 18 single section mock tests, so you can do loads of practice in timed conditions before your exam. It also clearly highlights what questions you struggle with the most, so you can use your prep time tactically to boost your overall score. Also, Medify has released a comprehensive video course this year with work solutions to all of the question types. So even though it's a subscription-based product, I think it's worth the investment. You can also choose how long you want the subscription to last, and the price varies accordingly. So I'm going to put the breakdown of the number of questions and minutes for each section somewhere around here. And as you can see, if you do the maths, it's an extremely time-pressured exam. This basically means you can't bluff your way through the exam or cram the night before. You need to have solid skills and techniques in place for each question type, so you can answer them quickly as well as accurately. Therefore, I recommend doing at least 3 weeks of solid prep before the exam. You need enough time so answering the questions becomes intuitive, particularly with abstract reasoning, which is based around pattern recognition. In this time, make sure you practice plenty of mocks. It's all well and good doing practice questions, but you need to put yourself under the pressure of the clock to test yourself properly. Also, 2 hours is a really long time to be in intense focus, so you need to build up a certain stamina and also be able to stare at a screen for ages. Secondly, in terms of when to put the exam, it's more of a personal decision. I would recommend doing it towards the end of the summer holidays, so you can relax a bit at the start and sort out other things such as writing the extended project or a personal statement. But it also gives you enough time so that it doesn't interfere with the start of year 13. Thirdly, work on your weaknesses. On the screen, you'll see the average score for each section, and I've highlighted verbal reasoning. This is because it's generally the most poorly answered section. However, people tend to neglect it, including myself, because we think it's just comprehension and we've done it before in school, right? Working on your weaknesses may give you the most bang for your buck, because it gives you the most potential to improve in these sections. So, this is what you've all been waiting for. The golden rule when preparing for the UCAT exam is, cue the drum roll, to devise a technique which works for you. Don't fall into the trap of spending hours on YouTube watching videos like how I scored 800 plus on abstract reasoning. Yes, it's good to get tips from others, but ultimately you are the one who is writing the exam. So you need the techniques which will help you to gain the most marks. I'll give you an example. When preparing for quantitative reasoning, most people will say don't use the on-screen calculator because it's too slow. However, I thought that most of the questions were no harder than GCSE level maths, provided I could use the calculator. The limiting factor was time. Therefore, learning all the keyboard shortcuts for the on-screen calculator would cut down the time for each question while still maintaining accuracy, and also without relying on my rusty mental maths. And this technique really worked for me. I got 813 in the quantitative reasoning, and I remembered guessing the last 3 or 4 questions. I had strategies like this for every section of the UCAT, and you can easily devise your own as well. For example, how long do you spend on a question before you guess, flag and move on? That's up for you to decide. So I hope I've convinced you for the need to have personal strategies for each section of the exam. So that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you have a greater clarity of some of the more general aspects of the UCAT. Do give this video a like if you found it useful, and leave a comment down below if you want another UCAT video where we outline different question types for each section. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button for more tips about applying to medical school in the UK. Don't forget to check out my document in the description below and the MedicCollective website. Take care, happy studying, and bye for now.